here we go, the final Expendables movie. Oh my goodness. Here we are. It's directed by Patrick Hughes, who will go on to direct The Hitman's Bodyguard and The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. And it's written by Sylvester Stallone, Creighton Rothenberger, and Katrin Benedict. The latter two wrote the Olympus Has Fallen movies, or London Has Fallen, whatever those movies are. Every time I see the trailer for those movies, I'm like, they're rip-offs of 24. Like, all of them look like rip-offs of 24 did that, Bauer did that already. Anyway, Expendables 3, which is, might as well be Expendables 2.0, because it's kind of copied some of the plot elements from that, including rescuing someone from jail at the start, and the bad guy having the Stallone dead to rights, but then only hurting a different team member. Oh no. Now there's some differences with this movie in the previous two. This one's PG-13. Wow, there must have been a lot of young people begging their parents and begging Stallone to make the third one PG-13 so more people could watch it. Apparently, it didn't put any extra butts on the seats, so what was the point? I guess you save on having to do CGI blood and stuff, and you can use it in other places, like explosions and things like that. And also, there's only one woman in the cast. It's Miss Ronda Rousey, which means the sexual harassment elements from the first two movies are a lot smaller. But is it still there? Yes, it is. Because it can't just be a woman whooping ass. It has to be a sexy woman that I must hit on. Yeah. Okay. Now, before I get on to things I liked about this movie, and there's quite a lot of things I like, I'm going to go into something that really annoyed me about the movie. So, yeah. Wesley Snipes is an expendable, and he joins the Expendables. You know, they break him out of the jail and stuff. You find out things about him. It's cool. It's fine. Then they go on another mission, and Terry Crews rendezvous with them there. And they do that mission and stuff. Everything's going well. And then one of the members has to get shot. Is it one of the many white guys, or is it like one of the two black characters? And yeah, it was Terry Crews. He doesn't die, because this is PG-13. No good guys will die in the making of this movie. And yeah, he's incapacitated for the rest of the movie. So he sits it out, and I guess Wesley Snipes just tags him in. So I'm like, really? You're doing that? They did that the previous movie when Jet Li tagged out with the Chinese lady, whose name I forget, and I feel really bad. So yeah, those things were kind of glaring and a little annoying, but the movie has a bit of charm. And what helps this movie along is you've stacked it with some great actors. You've got Kelsey Grammer, who takes Stallone on some recruiting montage. He's fantastic as Bonaparte. You wouldn't think that he'd kind of work in an action movie like this, but you give him a role like that with some kind of like mercenary broker and stuff, it works really well. You got Harrison Ford, who looks like he's having an absolute ball in this movie. He gets to fly a helicopter, he gets to help shoot guns and stuff. He shows more happiness and charisma in this one movie than Bruce Willis did in the previous two movies. So yeah, you know, he's doing his $1 million for the weekend, and he's going all out having a great time. Yeah. I'm actually glad Harrison Ford is in this and not Bruce Willis. He gives this movie an extra flavor and adds another old action hero from the past. So yeah, that was pretty cool. You've got Antonio Banderas. His character ends up being a little too like sexual harassing to Ronda Rousey. Other than that, I really like this character. He's hamming it up. He's full of cheese. He is a delight every time. He's like action mercenary Puss in Boots kind of his character. So yeah, he's really cool. And Wesley Snipes. Oh, he's great. Yes, they do have to make a tax avoidance joke, I guess. But other than that, he's really good. He's the ex-knife man of the group, so there's a bit of friction between him and Statham. Not really. And it's those kind of really strong performances. Usually, I'm praising performances in a movie called The Expendables 3. Yeah, it's fun. And then, yeah, you've got Mel Gibson in this, who's really good. He's hammy. He's such a piece of shit villain. But I don't want to talk about Mel Gibson too much because he's an asshole. Sorry, that's just how I feel about it. Now, the movie moves at a steady clip. However, I think it's a little too long. Like the montage bit when you're recruiting mostly nobodies. Like these aren't new budding action heroes. Except maybe Ronda Rousey. So I don't really know or care about them. It's fine. Yeah. There's this one guy though that gets recruited from an army base. and then he just leaves the army base, and I'm just like, wait, did he just desert the army? I'm like, don't worry, just throw the logic out the door. You'll have a great time. Funnily enough, I feel like I've complained about this movie quite a bit, but it moves at a steady clip despite being longer. It's super fun. It's cliched. You always know where the story's going, but along the way, there are always these pieces of really good acting performances that and over-the-top characters that kind of elevate and make this a lot more fun. So yes, it's not a great movie, but it's better than the first two. In fact, I'd rate them Expendables 3, 2, then 1. In fact, if you only had to watch one Expendables movie, watch 3. If you only have to watch 2, well, watch 2 and 3. So yeah, they're all kind of standalone-ish, and there aren't that many callbacks or anything. Doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter. But I feel like there's an element of the KISS method. It's a bit of keep it simple, stupid, really simple plot. The first two over-convolute things. This movie, while still has its fair share of stupid, doesn't overcomplicate things too much, and it's going to be a high 6, but it's still a 6. I enjoyed this. It's not a trashy, bad fun time like number 1. It's a bit more of the fun action kind of revenge thing like number 2 is. So yeah, really good stuff. And I guess Mel Gibson in this time in his career is probably a good choice to play your evil douchebag villain, because people kind of see him as a bit of a douchebag. Oh, and it'd be remiss if I didn't mention Robert Davi, one of my favourite Bond villains, is in this film as well. He's only in one scene. He's fantastic. I love him. So yeah, that's Expendables 3. I'm all over the place with my review, but I don't care. Also, hey, me and my friend Mr. Guy, we finished out the trilogy. I'm on his podcast talking about the Expendables 3, much more in depth and all that kind of stuff. I will put the link down below if you're interested in hearing us just have a good time talking about Expendables 3. Do it. Yeah. Cheers.